Hi everyone, Mike Handcock here, Chairman of the Circle of Excellence group of companies. And today we are going to talk about personal branding. Now, I find it very, very interesting because we've got people from all over the world on the call. I think 6 or 7 different countries that are live on our call today. And of course, you know, branding is somewhat cultural at the same time as being very specific. So there are general trends in branding, but also there are cultural things, cultural do's and don'ts as well in branding. So it will be interesting to pull out of some of the people on the audience if there is any of those as well. But what I want to start off with is I want you guys that are here live to go to the chat for me. And I'm going to show you 4 pictures, okay? And I want you to just type in one word, maybe 2 at the most, of what each of these pictures says to you, okay? Are you ready? Okay, so here we go. I'm just going to let our next person in before we go to that. So 4 pictures are coming up. Here comes the first one. What does this say to you when you look at this picture? So go to the chat, 1 or 2 words. Oh, Peace by Dennis and Ian. Romance I saw there. Hang on. Romance by Lundy, of course. Okay, thank you, my darling. Beautiful by Jeffrey. Resort holiday, thanks, Sarah. Adventure, okay. Serenity. Nature, thanks, Sandeep. Growth, interesting. Picture 1. Nature, peace and light. Natural balance. Tranquility. Sanctuary. Okay, that's great. Thanks, everyone. So we're getting a feeling for this as some sort of nature, some sort of sanctuary, romantic type place, some type of beautiful type place. Okay, cool. Here's picture number 2. Let's see what you come up with, 1 or 2 words for this. So I'll go and have a look at the words in a second, just letting a few more people in. Okay, let's see what we've got in our chat here. Oh, okay. Let's start at the top. Dramatic from Karen. Reiner. Oh, yeah, okay, I get it. It's a mountain. It's going to get climbed. Thanks, Claire. Challenge. Yeah, that's true, Reiner. Energy and life. Mystery. Soaring. Mordor. I love that, Jeffrey, right? Cold. Power of nature. Doom. Interesting, Kari. Adventure. Dragon flying. Okay, it's a dragon. That's cool. Severe. Altitude, reaching up, challenge and achievement. So the first one elicited more feelings of adventure, romance, freedom, paradise type of feelings, whereas these feelings are a little bit more dark, but it's challenging. This other thing is a bit dark, a bit challenging, a bit foreboding. Okay, so that's good. Let's have a look at picture number 3. So what does this picture say to you? Dreams, LSD, that's awesome. Fantasy and light. Reminds you of the 60s, Rainer. Meditation, mystical. That's good. Changes, beauty. Thanks, Greg. Animation, unreal. Standing against storms, interdimensional. Okay, cool. Orbs, thank you. Calmness. Okay, portal, interesting. Calm. Okay, great. So we've got some good statements there. I want to pick up on one thing that's said here before we look at the 4th picture. Sandeep said here, unreal. So animation, unreal. Mushroom head. Thanks, Rob. So my question to you is, when you see something these days that is obviously an AI type picture, what is your emotion about that AI type picture? Is it negative? Is it positive? Is it irrelevant, somewhere in the middle? Does it depend on what the picture is about? What is your emotion around that? So let's go to the chat and see what people say. Make-believe, fake, unreal, fake, depends on the picture. Curiosity, often wonder, fake. Interesting. So what I'm seeing here is that a lot of us are feeling it's potentially fake. Lundy says positive if the person's hands look like they're normal and have all their fingers. Not a six-finger person, right? Slightly negative. If it's like this, amazing. Thanks, Disney. Oh, okay, interesting. All right. So for those of you that have just joined us, I've shown 3 pictures so far, and I'm asking what your first reaction is to those pictures. Here's a 4th one. So go to the chat. This is our last picture. Let's have a look at this. What does this say to you in 1 or 2 words? Positive if it's entertaining. Thank you. So it says focus, strength and courage, fierce, don't run away, power, oh. Love cats. Okay, that's cool. Love Tiger by William Blake. Tiger burning bright. Scary, beauty and strength, power, calm. Okay, focus. Interesting. So this one elicited some different responses, from sort of the more danger responses to the more empowered, or holding it regally type of response, i.e. hypnotizing is a good one, and focus. So if we go back, and I'll just do this for the benefit of some of the people who just joined, this was our first picture, and this spoke to people about freedom, about romance, about beauty, and about those types of things. Then we went to this, which had a darker feel to it. A lot about challenge came up in this one. Then we went to this, and it was just a little bit unreal for people, and they felt it was generally a bit AI generated, generally a bit cartoonish. And this one elicited different types of responses, and I would say a relatively broad spectrum. So my first point here, and I feel I want to throw this around with you guys, is you all made up your minds about this within 1 second of seeing this, right? Within 1 second, you had your opinion. So now we're going to do this. Okay. I'm just spotlighting Ian here. Ian, you are spotlighted. So let's go to some words of what is Ian representing here, okay? Let's see if we can. Money grows on trees. I love that. Richness, money, farmer, wealth. Okay, great. The fruit of money, citrus, abundance, juicy money tree, money, Halloween pumpkins. Yeah, Lundy's all into Halloween this week. Happy, citrus fruit, yum, juicy, and fun. Okay, good. Is that, Ian, is that the type of responses that you are after? So, yeah, he's good to go with that. Okay, so we're going to remove the spotlight off Ian. People are changing their backgrounds furiously at the moment. I'm sure of that. Karen, I'm going to go to yours, okay? So here's Karen's spotlight here. Let's get some words for Karen. What is Karen representing in this picture here? Premium art, considered, flow, gold flow. Okay, nice. Flow, mining industry, interesting. Fluidity, expensive, right? She's a lawyer, Sarah. Contours, precious metals, meditation, gems. Okay, design. Okay, great. Karen, are you happy with that sort of feedback? Okay, so what I'm trying to do here is say that, your personal brand is summed up by people very quickly. Now, thank you, Karen. I'll just remove the spotlight off you so you don't feel like you're being too spotlit here. And I'll actually, for me, I'll just do a speaker spotlight here and put it on me. So whenever you speak to me, I choose this background. Now, I'm not a huge fan of virtual backgrounds at all, although every time you see me here, I'm using a virtual background. The reason why is we simply travel so much. I want there to be consistency. I use 2 virtual backgrounds. This is my Circle of Excellence one. I have another one for the Global Speakers Federation. I'm doing work for them. So I'm always, and it's very planned. This virtual background is very planned. Don't worry, this is not a session on virtual backgrounds here. I actually like, Raina, be ready. I am actually going to spotlight you for a minute. I actually love, and hi to Irene, you don't have to move. I actually love Raina's the way you've set up your office here and the way your camera looks. Now, well, we've got both of you on the call today, and I think that that's wonderful. And Irene, it's so lovely to have you here. But I love the way that Rainer produces his look on a call. For a start, he's got an exceptional camera there, so you can see the focus there. It's not quite right today. It's actually, from the way I see it, it's not focused totally on him today, but when it's just him on the call, he's there. But he's got his bookshelves at the back. Okay, it's a real set. It's a great chair. Irene's moved out of the way. Okay, there's his normal way of being and his normal way of communicating with people. But as you can see, the way he set it up gives a real depth of field here. And when you have a depth of field like he's created here, it gives a real sense of I think, I don't want to use the word wealth, but safety, security, and depth of experience. Depth of field equals depth of experience as well. So, Rainer, this is a very good setup. I love that it's not on center. Ian's put it here in the chat, authenticity and trust, and Lundy wants Irene back. So so I'll remove the spotlight off you. There you are. Okay. I'll remove the spotlight off you. It's back on me now. My point being is that in personal branding, nanoseconds matter. So that first impression that you have when somebody gets on a call with you like this for the first time actually matters. And the first time somebody meets you in person matters. Those first nanoseconds, the way you're dressed, whether you've had a stressful day and you bring that stress into that meeting, that's what matters. So I'm going to take you back into the presentation now, and this is going to be quite interactive as we go through this. And nobody's off the hook here, I can tell you that, as we go through. All of you are going to be totally on the hook today. So you never know who I'm going to ask next a question to, so be ready. Let's get back to our tiger here. And it's so lovely to see so many of you on the call today and from different places around the world as well. Hi to Monet, I see you're here, and hi to Agnes as well. I think I've got everybody. If I haven't, please forgive me. Okay, so what is your one-line brand anchor? So the thing that you always say to people that anchors who you are. You don't have to guess what mine is. You can simply look behind me. Now, I've shortened it for the purpose of my online world, but our one-line brand anchor is we help conscious leaders to play a bigger game. Okay? What's yours? Let's go to some people. Okay, Ian, I know you're going to be able to answer this question. So instead of putting somebody else on the spot who may not have the answer top of fingertips, hit me with yours.
So my tagline is liberating leaders or liberating leadership, but actually the bigger context is that I now talk about people understanding the leadership capacity so that they can grow their business, their impact, their what they're actually doing, and that's what our assessment does. So it's liberating leaders by helping them to understand their current state of leadership capacity in their organizations.
Great, thank you. I've got a couple in the chat. Claire says, elevating experiences one heartbeat at a time. Very clear, very good, very neat. Sandeep says, we create conscious corporate cultures. Again, very neat and clear there. Let's see. Dennis, do you know what yours is?
Yep. So it's adapt, transforming business and leaders in a disruptive world.
Adapt, say that again.
Transforming business and leaders in a disruptive world.
Transforming business and leaders in a disruptive world. Great. James, I see you've got holistic healing here in the chat. It needs a little bit more, okay? So we've got here Polisa. Great to see you. I didn't see you come on the call. Dedicated to women's health from puberty to menopause. Okay, that's nice. Very clear what it is. And Dearly, welcome to you. I don't know where you are in the world, if you're in Mozambique or if you're You're in Johannesburg, but always lovely to have you on the call. Leadership with a soul. Okay. So these things become the very clear point that when you meet somebody, or when you're branding yourself, or when you're putting yourself out there, and there's a whole TV interview that's on, I think, Lundy's Facebook at the moment. It's not on mine yet, from last night that we did. It was a 35-minute format, but I think we were there actually on screen for 50 minutes. And what they dug into is conscious leadership, because our tagline on everything is we help conscious leaders play a bigger game. So they instantly went for that. They instantly wanted to talk about that. And so when you've got a well-branded tagline and something like that, then that's what people want to talk about. That's what they start the conversation with you on. If they know nothing else about you, then they know that one thing. And that's why having it simple, having it as a statement, 4 words here, Carrie: natural healing through inspiration. You've got your 3 words here, Karen, but I'm looking for the overall statement that sits above that. You've got your 3 words, Mandy. I'm looking for the overall statement that sits above that as well. James: integrative solutions for healthcare. Okay. Maybe just tag on who that's for healthcare for who. It's very broad. So this takes some work to really get it down. Do you want to write a book? It's so simple, right? Okay. Charlotte: helping leaders develop thinking for the future. Very good. Fix and access financial systems. Ian: liberating leadership capacity for growth. Okay. So I think you guys have got this one relatively sorted. There might be some fine tunes that people need to have through here. Jeffrey: helping CEOs speak more effectively. I think that's a very good one. I think that's a great one. Maybe the word speak could be changed to communicate, but you really are focusing on speaking, so maybe leave it at that. If that's what you want to do, leave it at speaking. I agree. If you feel it's more than speaking, if it's communicating, maybe change this word speak to communicate. But I think that's great. Okay, let's move on. So I want you to remember that people remember stories, not CVs. So what does that mean? It means this. It means that if you have a signature story, something that you tell that is relevant and that people as very memorable, that's what people are going to remember about you. They're not going to remember that you got 28 awards and have been doing this for 37 years and, are the best, in, Kazakhstan at doing this, et cetera, et cetera. They're not going to remember that. They're not going to remember the stuff that you think that they remember. They're going to remember some signature story about you, whatever that is. So I want to break this down for you. Firstly, and it comes in 3 parts. Firstly, there's an origin story that you should have. And this origin story is, why are you doing what you do? So would anybody like to share? Just unfree your microphone here and feel free to share. Why do you do what you do? Karen, I see you're unfiltered. Go for it.
I do what I do because I'm a survivor of gender-based violence, workplace harassment, and bullying.
Right. So because you're a survivor of gender-based violence, workplace bullying, and harassment, you became a lawyer that focuses on mediation, correct?
Yeah, originally on family law and then moving to mediation, yes.
Great. Anybody, thank you so much. Anybody else like to share their why? Yes, Ian.
So mine is 19 years in corporate IT made me realize how badly leadership was being done, including my own. And I knew that I was here to speak. I just didn't have a message yet. So I said to the universe, what's the message? And then I just saw everything about unconscious leadership and how it needed to change.
Yeah, absolutely. We've all heard the story of, I think it was Gillette, right? But we've all heard the story. Rob, I see your hand up. We'll get to you in a second. Thanks for putting it up. Where they say, oh, I like the product so much, I bought the company, right? We've heard that story. Those stories where people start things because, you know, for those of you that are musicians on the call, you know that I'm a big fan of the band Kiss, right? They were my childhood band when I was growing up. And their backstory, their why is we became the band we always wanted to see, right? That's what they said in every interview. And it's those things like, I can recall it now. Now, yes, I'm a fan. I've been a fan for 40 years, but it's those sort of things that become your simple origin story. Rob, let's hear from you.
The tagline I'm playing with at the moment is building sports trust, and the why is due to self-doubt and ups and downs under pressure and sport myself. I'm on a mission to help others gain that flow, that feeling of indestructibility and inner trust connection.
Okay, so I get it. Let's just shorten it right up. So I would say I don't want other sports people to experience the uncertainty that I did in pressure situations, for example. Okay. So just think about it more clearly. Think about it. This stuff has got to be like we're talking to 5-year-olds. Okay. So, Sarah, I see your hands up. Go for it.
Yes, so I may be a literary agent now, but back when I was 19 years old, I was a politics student. And it was the end of the government here, and we had the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. And I got hold of a local newspaper and I said, I'm in Cape Town. Can I cover the stories? And I sat for 6 months sitting listening to stories of what had happened to people over the apartheid era. And I started writing them, and it really was the first time that I realized that unless stories are told and written, they sometimes fade away. And it kickstarted my journalism career and ultimately into writing books.
Beautiful. Okay. I get that and I understand it. Again, we just shorten it up. Jeffrey.
I was so shy for any type of communication, the phone, talking to people, talking to groups, couldn't do anything. And I was so frustrating of having zero impact that I decided to learn everything and to teach it.
Yeah. So you got so tired of not having impact that you decided to learn to be a powerful communicator and then decided to teach others because they have the same issue. Okay, I get that. There was one other. Sorry, let's see. Who was that?
It's me,
James.
Mike, James.
Yep, go for it.
I'm passionate about assisting people to live in the optimal health zone so that they can become the best version of themselves.
Great. And why are you passionate?
Because I've made a difference to my own life and experience how it feels to live life optimally, and I would like to share that experience.
Yeah, exactly. And I think if you broke that down even more so, like I'm not totally sure of your area of specialty, so I'm going to make one up. And this is one of our clients is using at the moment. He's lost 100 pounds, right? So 40 kilos. So he said, I never believed I could lose so much weight, but I have, and I feel amazing. Now I want to help other men lose a similar amount of weight, right? So, it's about bringing that personalized story in. So your origin story, your why is really important. My darling, I'm going to tell you that once I've got these 3 up on the board, I'm going to go to comments from you, by the way, so be ready. Okay. Next is, what's your credibility? So we've got our origin story. This is why. So now our credibility would be, so I'll give you an example of how this would stack, right? So we help conscious leaders play a bigger game is our one-liner. The reason why I do it is because when I sat in corporate, I saw everybody around me, including myself, who had so much more potential and so much more to give the world, but they were just too scared to give it and didn't know how to. So that's why I went into this business. And since I've been doing this for over 20 years, we've helped over 300,000 people across more than 50 countries to actually become more conscious, and to play a bigger game. So that's the proof that you're rocking it. Okay, so let's go to Nadia. Nadia, are you there?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, what's your proof that you rock?
I've helped over 200 businesses have transparency, helping them make better business decisions in finances and saving them time and money.
Okay, great. So let's go to Polisa. What are you there? What's your credibility? What's your proof that you rock?
Hi. So, all right. My origin story is that I'm from a background of a traditional African background, which made women feel unsafe to talk about their particular um, health issues. And I made a promise to myself as a teenager, accompanying her mom to a gynecologist, that I'm going to become the safe space for women to voice out whatever health issues from the time they're in teenagers up until their death, basically. And even in opening up my private practice, it was always important for me to make sure that that they feel safe and secure to open up about whatever it is, whether it's health, personal, whatever it is, in my space. My credibility is I just basically use reviews of people that I've helped, and it always makes me feel like I'm doing what I'm called to do. When someone says words such as, she has made me feel so comfortable, or I was so anxious about something and she has made me feel comfortable enough opening up, or even when people walk in and are quite apprehensive when they walk in, and then they leave out feeling lighter and opening up more than they have planned to open up to me. So yeah, that's my story.
Great, and thank you, and well done, by the way. You opened up an ability for me to give everybody some help here. So one of the things you could do, if you feel that a lot of your credibility, the proof that you rock, is in your testimonials and in your references and things like that. One of the things you could do is, obviously you can cite, maybe you've got a celebrity endorsement, so that's a good one to use. But what I did some months ago is I took every testimonial that I had off LinkedIn, which is about, I don't know, 70 or so. I took them and I put them into Chat GPT, actually into Grok. And I said, take all of these testimonials and tell me the top 3 things that everybody says about me. And that gave me some really clear ammunition to say something like, hi, Mike Handcock, we help conscious leaders to play a bigger game. When I was in corporate, I saw everybody with potential around me, but nobody was using that potential and people were scared to. So I stepped out of corporate because I wasn't using that potential either. And now my mission is to help everybody play a bigger game. And that's why I do it. And, I encapsulated all of our testimonials that we've had off LinkedIn onto AI. And the one key thing it said about what we really do for people over all of our testimonials, which is around 70 or so, is this. Boom. And then I would repeat what that is. And it basically says, has changed my life and is so easy to work with, right? So they're the 2 things there. So credibility is the second thing. So let's now look at, I'll quickly go to the chat because some people have got some things in the chat here, and I'll read those off for you. James says, I'm passionate to assist people to live life in the optimal health zone. That's fantastic. And to become the best version of themselves. Wonderful. And dearly, like Peter Pan, I dream of a better African continent and convinced that we need to bring back the soul into leadership and be equal yoked and invested in the future of the continent. Thanks, RIP Ace Freely. Yeah, it's been a tough week. Carrie, my why, health is our foundation. It enables us to pursue our passion and fulfill our purpose. A healthy man has 1,000 wishes, a sick man only has one. Fantastic. Charlotte, a testimony on LinkedIn. Charlotte created a methodology revolution in my head. That's lovely. My work is to help leaders develop thinking fit for the future. Very good. Excellent. Let's have a look at what comes third. This is your vision story. So there's 3 stories here. And remember, people remember stories, not your CV. Your vision story is where you want to take them. So would anybody like to have a crack at telling us the vision story? And remember, it's got to be short. Where do you want to take people that you work with? Let's get a hand up because I'll see the hands and then we'll throw it over to you. Where do you want to take people? Okay, go for it, Karen. Thank you. A bold, brave leader.
I want to take people to a place where they are empowered to have courageous conversations.
Beautiful. You don't need to say any more. I want to empower people to take them to a place where they are empowered to have courageous conversations. That is so fantastic, because in the mediative work and in harassment and all of that stuff, it takes a courageous conversation to move things forward. I think that's perfect. It's really good. Ian, I see your hand up. Go for it.
So I want to take leaders and their teams out of survivor and striver state and into thriver state.
Take them out of survivor and striver state into thriver state. Okay, that's nice. Very, very catchy. I like it. Okay. Rainer Patek, do you have a vision story? Where do you want to take people?
So what I tell my clients when we are dealing about working together, I tell them I would take them to clarity, commitment, and collaboration in their leadership team.
Clarity, commitment, and collaboration in their leadership team. Very strong. I mean, what do people want? Yeah, they want clarity, commitment, and collaboration. Yeah, really good. Excellent. Well done. So you guys have got some good stuff here, and some of the others have got a bit of work to do. Go for it, James, and then I'm going to move on.
To change people's health from disease to optimal health by changing the way they eat, think, and live.
Okay.
Is it too long?
Yes, a little bit, but it's getting there. I think by the time you sort of do a little bit of work on this and work the exercise I'm going to give you guys towards the end of today's call, I think you'll have it. I would just say I want to move people from being diseased, which many people are, to optimal health simply. And I think you want to say, instead of using modalities, right, I think you want to tell people how it's going to be engaging and fun. That's going to get them interested. You know, when do you know the accounting software Xero, Xero? When they first came out, it was started by a guy called Rod Drury in Hawke's Bay in New Zealand in his garage. It's now a $5 billion company. Well, it was the last time I checked. But their first slogan was, finally beautiful accounting software. And that actually that slogan made me go, I'm going to look at moving maybe from whatever I was using at that stage, QuickBooks or something else, to Xero. And I never looked back. We still use Xero. There was one statement that got me moved. Okay, my darling, let me hand over to you for a second. I want you to, if you can, encapsulate just this slide here and your version and your insights on it before I move on.
Thank you, my sweetheart. Hi, everyone. It's lovely to see all your faces here. I thought I'll surprise my husband today on the call.
I've got to be on my best behavior.
Not at all. Look, I think looking at this slide, and you're obviously all here to talk about brand, is that the thing that keeps on standing out and the story that, or the word that keeps on repeating itself is a story. So if you started a business because of a story and you tell a story of where you want to take people to, you have to continue telling that story online. And in my work with personal and professional branding with people, it's probably the part people struggle with the most is they have no problem to tell people on their websites and their social media what they're going to do for them and how they're going to solve their problem, which is great. But they struggle to tell a story, the story of healing, or the story of transformation, or the story of, you know, I was joking with Agnes in the chat, you know, taking people to heaven, or like Agnes said, making the earth a heavenly place for people to be. So once you understand why you're doing something for people and you've got a narrative around that, you have to continue to tell that story. And so you have to ask yourself, after the session with Mike today, if I go onto my LinkedIn and my website, what story is that telling people? And that really is the essence of branding.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. So appreciate it. So let's move on. I would love for you, and here's a little exercise for you. You can take a screenshot if you like, to go and film a 60-second, just going to do it, just hold your camera up, film a 60-second version of the 3 things here and post it and see what sort of reaction you get. Go and post it on LinkedIn. So say, you know, hi, my name's Mike Handcock. You know, we help conscious leaders play a bigger game. And the reason I'm doing this is because when I was in corporate 25 years ago, I saw so many people with potential, including myself, that just weren't using. And I thought, people are full of so much untapped potential. I want to help people, you know, break free of that and use their potential. Since then, we've helped over 300,000 people in more than 50 countries actually to play a bigger game and lift the bar on what they're doing. And when I work with somebody, my first essence of where I want to take them is I want to get them to feel confident that they have value, that what they offer has value, and to be in a position where they feel very comfortable marketing and selling it and telling their own story to anybody who wants to listen. There's my 60 seconds, right? So if you can go and do something for that and go and do that exercise, I'm interested in the feedback that you may get about this. And feel free to post it on the Private Members Club site as well. And let's see if we can get some feedback. Let me move on because we've got a bit to cover. So what are the 5 key statements that you are known for? So I'm going to share with you my 5 key statements that I'm known for. And when I say I'm known for, you may say, Mike, I've never heard these before. You're not known for this at all, right? I see I've got some things in the chat here. I'll just go into those. Heaven on earth would be pretty cool. Credibility. I walk my talk. Vision, where my dreams become reality. Thank you so much, Carrie. Jeffrey, vision story, fearless and influential. Dennis, helping high performers who are successful on the outside, but searching for alignment on the inside to reconnect to their purpose, energy, and direction. Thanks. I don't resist challenges. The shoes, okay, shoes. Well, we might get to shoes, Rob. You never know. You never know what's coming at you. Maybe you're intuitive. Who knows? So what are the 5 key statements that you're known for? Okay. And I'm talking said statements. I'm not talking actually visual statements at this stage. So I say this a lot. The quality of your life comes down to the quality of your questions. You know, and if you've ever heard me say this, well, I would be surprised if it would only be people who don't know me very well who haven't heard me say this. The second one I say a lot is people spend a lot of their time doing the wrong things right. Okay? So if you've ever been on a webinar with me, this is probably something I say on almost every webinar, not a teaching webinar like this, but one of our more retail webinars where we go and get clients and we're actually pitching something on a webinar. This is something I'll use all of the time. Okay? Here's my third one. Every strength taken to an extreme becomes a weakness. I said that on the television show last night. I used that one there, exactly. So 5 key statements. Here's a 4th one. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. I think I also used that one on the TV show last night. And, you know, that's taken from Isaac Newton. That's Isaac Newton's statement, but I mean, nobody's saying it anymore. I'm saying it. So when people say, what's your view of AI? I say every action has an equal and opposite reaction. The more people are focused on AI and trying to build AI into what they do, the same number of people are running away from AI and saying, I don't want to have anything to do for it. So there's room for both of us in that space. And the 5th one here is people build a life around their business. We build a business around our life. So if you know anything about Lundy and Mike and the life that we try and lead, You know, our life comes first. You know, what we want to do comes first. Where we want to go comes first. Our business gets built around that. Karen's here's got, this is my personal slogan, make today a yesterday to remember tomorrow. Yep. And you may have more than this, but if you don't have 5 key statements that you're repeating all the time, then it's not becoming a Mikeism or an Agnesism or a Sandeepism, right? So you want people to go, oh, there's another Mikeism, right? I've heard that a million times. You want people to say that to you because then you're memorable as a brand. If you're not doing that, whatever it is that you're saying, you're not being memorable as a brand. People aren't linking to you. So what are your 5 key statements? If you feel you've got a statement or 2, feel free to put them in the chat. I'd love to hear them. Otherwise, we will move on from this because I would love to see your 5 free statements at some other time. Maybe you can put them in the private members club. Less is more. That's great. Life is as complicated as you want it to be. That's a great statement. Okay. Really good. Okay. Here's Ian. Of course, Ian wants to be top of the class. He's got 3. It's not either or it's both. And everything is internal to external. My number 1 job today is me. That's great. Sarah, talking is not writing. I love it. Sam, fast. Oh, great to see you, Sam. Lovely to have you here. Nadia, there are no problems, only challenges we can solve. Mandy, change your story. Fantastic. Mandy's in alternative health as well as you know, a couple of other people here. We've got Carrie in alternative health. I don't know if you two are connected. Both of you are doing work with Tyler. So you two should definitely connect as well. And, you know, we've got Dr. Richard here as well. He's in alternative health. So they're very good people to link up on this call, link up through the private members club. Jeffrey, if you can connect with your neighbor, you can connect with top CEOs. That's great. I love that. Angela, or Patrick, there are many solutions to a challenge. How true. Your energy is everything. How true. What are we solving for? Okay. I like that one. Our emotions lead our thoughts. So you guys have got some great statements here. Dennis, leadership is changing. Yes. Whenever I think of the words leadership is changing, I always say our client and friend, Dennis Giannoutos, says leadership is changing. That's the number 1 state. It's the name of your podcast, for goodness sake. Be the voice of change. When life gets harder, challenge yourself to get better and stronger. Culture is the mirror of leadership, and be deliberate. Okay, great. You cannot change others. You can only change how you respond to them. Excellent. You guys have got some good stuff there. The thing about, I'm bringing it to the front of your mind. I want you to write these down. I want you to remember these. I want you to play these. These are like 5 aces and a joker in the deck of cards that you've got. Angela comes again. What would you attempt to do if you knew you couldn't fail? Great. Excellent. We're moving on. So what's your signature move? The one quirky, contrarian thing that you may be known for. So I'm definitely known for my shoes. Thanks, Rob. You jumped the gun on that. I actually took this photo out of my wardrobe this morning to put in this call. This is one of my pairs of shoes. I'm known for shoes, right? I've had the same shoe sponsor, Maher Shoes, M-A-H-E-R .shoes, not dot shoes, Maher, M-A-H-E-R shoes.com. So you can go and check out what he's doing for women or men. Now I'm fulfilling my sponsorship requirements. So he'll send me another pair of shoes because I've mentioned him on this webinar. So it's quirky. I'm known for it. I'm also known for my jackets and my style, right? So I have that. That may not be your thing. For instance, you know, I'm very grateful that we've got Rainer on the call today. I'm going to tell you something that I know Rainer for. He climbs mountains, okay? And he climbs big mofos of mountains, and he's not scared to climb a mountain. He's been doing it his whole life, right? That's one thing. Number 2, Rainer communicates with you through video. So if he really wants to have a positive communication with you, he doesn't send you an email. He sends you basically a Loom video in his office, sitting right where he's sitting, where you saw him on the chair before. And he's like, hey, Mike, it's Rainer. And he generally does it at Christmases and other times of the year that are important times of the year. And I'm sure that he does it for clients at signature times of the year as well. That's a signature move. You may have more than one, right? That's a signature move. Who here has a signature move? Let's see if what we've got here. Fast driver. Okay. Sam, you'd need to be with how busy you are. That's great. The rush of adrenaline is a trigger action. Oh, the red ones only off stage. Yep. Okay. And shoes, even red ones. Yellow. Okay. Yep. Claire, you are definitely known for your yellow. I think that's 100% true. Let's see what else we've got down here. Ian, Dippy, 100%. Where is Dippy? We'll have a look at Dippy at the end when I get through this presentation. We would love to see Dippy, and I'd like to hear the story about Dippy for people who haven't heard it. The color pink. Okay, great. All right. So when I look at, say, for speakers, some of them have signature looks. The one I often use in personal branding is my friend Alison Mooney from New Zealand, who has bold colors and bold glasses. If she's wearing a bold orange jacket, she'll have a bold set of orange glasses. If she's wearing a bold blue jacket, she'll have a bold set of blue glasses, right? Style and elegance are definitely Agnes. There's no doubt about that. But is there a certain brand? Is there a way? Is there a certain style? I mean, when I look at Agnes, Lundian always say Agnes is quintessentially European. Like if you could think of a stylish European woman, Agnes Tanai is your stylish European woman. So you need this. You need something memorable in your personal brand. And it doesn't have to be a thing that you wear. It doesn't have to be that. It can be a car that you drive. It can be a saying that you always say. It can be a way you start a meeting. It can be something. It doesn't have to be a pair of shoes or a t-shirt or something like that. I'm going to read one other and then we're going to move on. Natural. Okay, it's natural. Thanks, Kerry. It could be a move you make. Yes, exactly right. It could be a way you cut your hair, for instance. John DiMartini, right? Long hair. You could look at Reiner and you could say Reiner's got longer hair than normal these days. Most people are short back and sides. He doesn't have that. It gives him a signature look, right? There's no doubt about that. It's not the same as everybody else. And he should never cut that hair while he's in his business to short back and sides or put it in a ponytail. It should always be that Reiner look. One of the reasons I didn't grow a beard when everybody was growing beards is because it's branding, right? I don't want to change my brand even growing a beard. Maybe I'll do it on a holiday once in a while, but I don't want to do that. So have this quirky thing that's contrarian, that's yours. Let's move on. Then comes, lastly, your methodology. I'm going to show you Unique Speaking Bureau's methodology here. And they live this. Paul lives this, the CEO. And it's really about the three things here. And my point here is you have to live your methodology. His methodology is fuel, ignite, accelerate. This is what it means to his clients because it's broken down here. So I'll give you the breakdown. When they work with a new client, the first thing they do is they do an assessment. Then they choreograph a match between what's on that assessment and the right speakers for them. Then they get the right speaker and they customize for them. Then they align that with their conference messaging and what they're trying to do. And then this is on igniting. And then on the day, excitement is created and the delivery is done. Then after the event, then they help that client scale up that message with that speaker, give longevity to that relationship, and provide an evaluation to see how it all went. It's a simple methodology, but it's 3 words, and those 3 words are key: fuel, ignite, accelerate. If you don't have a blueprint for what you're doing yet, or you do have a blueprint, but you're not using it every single day and you're not talking about it every single day, I really do think that you are missing the mark. So we've gone through a lot of stuff. I want to bring this together. If you don't know enough about blueprints, go and read some more on our material about blueprints. You'll find it. You'll find it through the Octopus course. If you're a member of the Private Members Club, just go to courses, dive into the Octopus course, and you'll find blueprints in there in module 3, and that will take you through the blueprints. This is a blueprint, and every single one of our clients that we work with one-to-one have a blueprint that's developed out of their heart and their heads and is taking them forward. you do need to revisit them. We're revisiting our main blueprint right at the moment. It'll change for 2026. The last time it changed was 2021. Before that was 2017. So I guess that's every 5 years we put a change to it because times change. So things do change. I'm using this because this is an excellent blueprint. It's really relevant. It's got the features. It's a speaking bureau. It's got built in there. It's obvious what it is. And it has 3 key points and nine base points underneath, 3 points under each key point, which is a wonderful methodology. So let's have a look at an action plan. I'm going to ask you to take a screenshot of this, and then I'm going to jump out of here, and I'm just going to go to any questions to round off our time that we've got together today. So if you want to, and only if you want to improve your personal brand, here's your action plan. And I want you to do it over less than the next month. So this is going to be easy. So in the next 24 hours, finalize your one-liner. So that is, we help conscious leaders play a bigger game, and make sure your bios online are updated to reflect that. So if you've got a bio on your website, if you've got a bio on LinkedIn or somewhere else, make sure that those bios are actually saying that. Okay. Number 2, day 5. So about 4 days after this, finalize your blueprint. Get the first generation. If you've never done a blueprint, get the first generation of your blueprint done in the next 5 days. Go to Canva or some other place and start to build out this methodology that you see here, which is your way, your method, your journey that you take your clients through. Then a couple of days after that, shoot your 60-second video with your origin story, your proof. In other words, your content proof there, and then your vision for the future that you're going to take your clients. I gave you an example of mine before. Shoot that in the next 7 days. Once you've got these first couple of things up and done, that'll give you a little bit more credibility on this. Go out and put that up on LinkedIn and see what sort of reaction you're getting, okay, from people. See what feedback you get. Post them in the private members club if you want. See if you get any feedback there. Then day 10, shoot 3-minute videos. So 3-minute videos on your blueprint. Now, if we were using USB's blueprint here, I might say you could shoot 3 videos, one on fuel for 3 minutes, one on ignite for 3 minutes, one on accelerate for 3 minutes, where in the fuel video, you talk about assessment, choreography, and customization. You could do that. And that might be a good way to do it. Or you could go and shoot, if you like, 12 videos here, 3 major ones on the fuel and ignite, accelerate, and 9 minor ones. You can do that as well. So shoot the 3-minute videos on the basis of your blueprint, and take those videos and break them down. Break them down into posts that you have. Break them down into the 3-minute videos. Break them down into micro podcasts. Break them down into blogs that you have or something like that. This will give you content over the next coming weeks and probably at least up to Christmas, I would think, for you to actually utilize this. Then launch it. So day 14, in the next 2 weeks, go ahead and launch this. Launch your new 3-minute videos that you're actually going to put out there, and have at least one a week going up over the next few weeks, taking you through up to Christmas. See what sort of feedback you're getting about your personal brand. Add your spice and your quirkiness. So repeating your key statements. Don't forget to repeat those at different points throughout doing this, and make sure that it's got your own independent quirkiness. Your yellow in there, Claire. The stuff that you're doing about health, if that's what you're doing, make sure you sway that long hair, Rainer. Make sure for me that I've got my signature jackets on and things like that that I use, and that's the way to get this out there. We've got 5 minutes left. Let's go to any questions or anything that anybody would like to share. Didn't see the 3 main words at the first look. They don't stand out much in the image, right? Okay, that's fair enough. Maybe they need to redo that image, but exactly right. It is their blueprint, and you talk to a blueprint. It's not necessarily just an image. Thank you, Cindy. I'm glad that you had a good time today. I'll knock myself on the head here, so I'll go to gallery view so I can see you all. Any questions, anything you'd like clarity on, any feedback? I'll take that as a no. I've bamboozled everybody. Yes, who's that?
No, I was going to ask a question, Mike.
Oh, Greg, go for it.
Yeah, I just couldn't work out how to get my mic to stay on. I'm not sure what my quirkinesses are, to be honest.
Ask your top 5 friends what they think that makes you uniquely different than anybody else.
Can I start with you?
Yeah, we'll do it offline. I'll send you a voice note.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
Could I see this last slide again to get a screenshot, please?
Sure, I'll put that up for you. 1 second.
Thanks.
And then for the rest of you, just while I'm doing that, thank you so much for being on today's call. And I really appreciate you guys. I'm not sure who we've got next week. You'll find it in the private members club. Plus, we send an email reminder out. There you go, Rob. You can just take it off that. And everybody, we'll catch you later. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful evening wherever you are. And thank you, my darling, for being on the call. It's so nice to see you here. All the best, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Thanks, Mike. Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks you.
Ciao. Bye, everyone.